Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Talk About It, where today's it is going to be how I organize my finances for the next month or the course of the 3 months. So in this video, I will share my screen, how I put each and every single thing, or at least what I remembered, into a spreadsheet, how much it is, got the total, and then I also totaled up my income to see where I'd be at if I need to do a little bit more, a little bit less of something. I will also talk about some surprise things that I was shocked that I even had to pay that much for. So let's get started. Happy Friday. So to start things out, I typically try to make my monthly plan about halfway through the month. This one I did a little bit later because I was waiting to start this video. So I did put out or write down what I wanted to accomplish, things I had to pay for. I organize mine in Google Spreadsheet. So I typically would do the rent. I have to pay 2 different places of rent, but that's coming to an end, so that won't be like super seen in there. I put my groceries in, gas, car insurance, health insurance, utilities, credit scores, or my credit card payments and everything like that, which that right there is a whole intense topic that took me by surprise that I think everyone needs to be cautious about. So we'll talk about it more. I also put my income in from Shipt and my marketing specialist job. Sometimes what I've gotten over the weeks, it's like under, so I'll know ahead of time, okay, I need to do this much and this much per week. And it's a little iffy sometimes because Shipt isn't always going to have orders like that. You know, Corona is still very present, but a lot of people are getting vaccinated, so they're going out a bit more to get it. So there hasn't been that many orders to do, but there's some weekends, especially when it's really good, where I can easily make like $300 in that weekend. So let me share my screen and show everyone exactly the first thing I did, which was make my Google spreadsheet. So I will come over here. So for this one, I have A and B filled out. And for my Phoenix rent, I paid at least, and this is for August, $1,500. Now I do put it in weekly, and that one I included my utilities and everything, so that took it up to about $1,700. Down here you can see I did do it for June, which included, my Tucson rent, my Phoenix rent, groceries and everything like that. I was also preparing for my Vegas trip this weekend, super excited. And then we have July. I was trying to get my couch and patio furniture in my car. I did get my couch. It's super comfortable. It's the exact same one a lot of people have, actually. My family has it, and I always enjoyed that couch. I was like, you know, why not? And it was on sale. I did not get the patio furniture yet. I'm still working on that one, but that's to come soon. And I did get my car checked in time. So going on to the one for next month, because we're looking ahead, I did pay most of the stuff off here that you see, especially the rent that's due at the first of the month. So for August, I didn't put the Tucson one in here, but I do have to pay that, but that was $90, and I'll show you that later. This one, I put the rent in. I had to estimate groceries, and that was one thing that took me by surprise. So it's just me. I have bottled water. I'm working on getting a different water dispensary thing, but all the water, I have snacks, grocery stuff like that. I went the other day to Target, and it was about $100 just to get some basic stuff I needed to make dinner for one night. But I got stuff that'll last me a while too, or at least I made chili, and the chili was a bigger pot, so that's gonna last me. So I wasn't like too in thought about it, but I realized, I'm like, I really just went to Target and it's just me, and I spent $100. So I decided I typically try to go every other week, or not every other week, bi-weekly. That's every other week. Every other week, bi-weekly. Whenever I need groceries, I will go to the grocery store. So I'm trying to set a $350 limit for the month. It might end up more than that, which is something I will take into consideration to put in for next month. But for now, let's see if I can stay in that $350 range. Now my gas, since I do Shipt, that one is driving from location to location to location constantly, which I don't mind because I am making up the gas money most of the time. But I refill my gas about 2 to 3 times a week. And I think each is like $30. So my gas might be more than 200. That was just a quick little thought I had to just put that in. That's likely going to go up to more. My car insurance, which is 207, 210, because that includes my car insurance, my life insurance, and renter's insurance. So I have all that combined, and that's how much that is. Trying to work on paying my credit card down as well. This is something else that really took me by absolute surprise, was how much I was spending on a lot of things. So my credit card that I have goes to $500. I use that one I've mostly used for if I had to get my car checked and there was something I had to pay that was a bit larger amount, so I would just use that. Don't make the same mistake I did. I have PayPal, and once you have a business account, I think it's other ones too, possibly. But with PayPal, they have pay some and then pay later, or buy now, pay later. I enjoy shopping. I enjoy getting things. So I wasn't taking into consideration that all of that is going to add up. On top of that, I used it to buy my laptop. So interest is going to go up after a certain amount of time. I kept forgetting to consider that as well. So now I have to pay that off, and I'm trying to make about $200 a week in payments off so I can stop getting messages from them, because it becomes a lot. But if you have PayPal and you see that, make sure you know how much time you have to pay it off, and make sure that interest isn't going up super high, because that's what got me into a lot of trouble right now, and that I'm having to pay off in pretty large amounts. So there's that one. My utilities, which I included in the weekly one, which brings it up a little bit higher. My health insurance, which is a monthly pay. It's actually less than $80. I think I tried to combine my dentist one too, but we are waiting on that one for now. So it's about $40. And I automatically have the total to go in, which brings it to $3,104 for the month. Now, I learned something about this. I found this very interesting, and I think a lot of people may not think about it as well. Since we are paying stuff by week or by month or something, I don't think we realize how much we completely spend that entire month. When I was doing this, my dad was helping me out because I had just moved in by myself. I needed to work on finance. So we made this plan, and it said $3,000. I'm like, how am I supposed to do that? That just it felt very overwhelming at the moment. But when I looked deeper into it, I saw how much I get with Ship. I saw how much I get with marketing, how much I still need to make. So as you can see, like I have it down here, Shipped for the month might be $1,000, and marketing is about $1,000. Sometimes it's more than that. Everything kind of varies. But I know that is likely what the minimum is going to be, is $3,000 that I have to make. So looking at it, it took a second to kick in that I can do it. And that's why I decided to make my weekly one to see how much I needed to pay for each week. And by doing that, I know, okay, I have to make this much in this week, this much in this week, this much in this week, to make sure I keep track of how much I'm spending and where I am in my payments. So now that we've gone over the monthly one, and like I said, you can go at your own pace. I am definitely not a financial expert here. I'm just sharing my experience, and I'm sharing as I go along as well. But I did start in June. Now I'm going all the way till August, and probably halfway through August, I will work on the next month. So let's go over to my weekly one. Now this one includes a mix of last week's payments that I may have not made that I still have to make, and the ones that are coming up. So like I said, I was paying rent at 2 places, but Tucson one is ending. So that one is just electricity at the moment. And that was $90. For Phoenix rent, we have the $1,700, and that was for the 1st through the 7th. I call these my ASAP payments. Get them ASAP, work on having that money 2 weeks, month before, whatever you need to do to make sure you have it. So those 2 are due on the 1st of the month. So I call those the ASAP payments. Then I go on to the next week, which would be the 8th through the 14th for August, which I'm trying to make $200 for PayPal. I have to pay my dad back for something, so that's $250. And I still have my Discover card. I set that at $150 so I can get that down. Then it goes on to the next week. It's the same thing, exact same numbers, I'm pretty sure. One might be a little bit less. Then 22nd through 28th is when I have some other two payments that have to kick in. So I have to pay my car insurance. That actually has to get moved. I'm glad I'm looking at this. So you're seeing my life experience. This one actually has to get moved to the 18th because that's when that is due. And then I think my internet is sometime in this week. So yes, that would go in that one. Internet, my dad and PayPal goes here. And then these are what I want to pay in the last week of August, all the way till the first of the month, which I will also put in my ASAP payments for the next month, how much I need. But these just let me know, okay, this certain things are due in this week that you have to pay off, or this is how much you'll need. So typically I'll go through, I will add them together. I didn't put that on here, but I'll add them together and that'll show me how much I need to do for the week. I physically write mine out. I only shared it on here as well so I can show you guys the process that I do. But I typically write mine in my notebook and I refer back to that, check off things as they finish going or they get accomplished. And I keep going. And I think that that's a system that works best for me. Now, everyone's system is going to be a little bit different for them of how they do things. I personally have to write it out, have something that shows me how much I am spending or how much I'm making. I also have like some boards around me or my calendar. I'll put stuff up there so I know, otherwise I'm going to forget. And then I get an email or a text message saying, hey, 4 days until your payment. And I'm like, well, I didn't know that because I didn't put that in my thing or I wasn't paying attention. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen. It still definitely happens. It happened yesterday. I think something was due and I wasn't paying attention. But I was like, okay, luckily I have it. But most of the time I do forget like smaller things, especially if I do like an afterpay or something. Stuff like that will sneak up on you. They give you a notice, which is like 4 days, but I need a bit more of a notice. So my biggest suggestion when organizing your finances is try to write it out, put it in a spreadsheet, something like that. Know what your income is, know your expenses. My biggest two factors in this. You want to make sure you know that because then you'll be better set for the future and for previous upcoming months as well. So that all helped you a little bit on finances and at least how I organize mine and how you may want to start organizing them. But I really hope this video helped out. If you have any questions, you can comment below. I'll definitely see them and I will get back to you. Thanks again for tuning in to Let's Talk About It, with this one being on financial organization. I really hope you like, subscribe, and comment. And I can't wait to see you all next week for our next video on Friday at 11. Have an amazing weekend.